helps me. Right.
Yes, you rightly said. I caught one phrase that if you read it, you and then you have to think it.
That's right. Yeah, because
And the moment
uh,
you think, you are using your intellect and you are bypassing the very impulsive mind.
right. Yeah.
And the moment your intellect continues to bypass the impulsive mind, you are weakening that impulsive, habitual, unconscious nature of the mind, and you start living in a joy. That is the
Okay.
only purpose. That is why we say we have to contemplate and reflect on it. If you don't contemplate and reflect, then what happens? Can I give you an example?
Okay.
Yes. Oh, let us see. Simple example. Yesterday, yeah, at the New Jersey session, everyone said, "Yo, Happy New Year." I said, "Very good, Happy New Year." I asked them that, "Are you happy so you are saying Happy New Year? Or the happiness is located in the new year, that is why you are saying Happy New Year?"
Okay.
Did you understand it? I
Okay.
asked them that which one is true.
Okay.
Which one is true? You are happy, so you are saying Happy New Year. It happens, you go to the restaurant and you find happiness in eating pasta, so, oh, happy pasta.
Yeah. No, there is a difference. You find pleasure,
Yes, you find a
not
pleasure. Yeah.
not happiness.
So take this example. Do you find the pleasure in Happy New Year? So what will happen to the second day of the new year? What will happen to the third day and the fourth day?
That's
Why
right.
not every day should be a new year? And if every and it depends on the mind. It is the mind says today is the 1st of January. The time does not push you that you say this is a new year. The time is continuous. One woman told me she skipped 2 sessions here and she said, "I'm extremely sorry, I'm writing you at the last moment. Um, we are just on a vacation and I will not miss a lesson. Once I return from the vacation, I have a resolve for the next year." And she has been skipping the lesson for one excuse or the other. She is a drug addict.
Now, yeah, that's a problem.
She is a drug addict.
Oh, God.
So I can see what is her state of the mind, because that drug is taking over the mind, and the mind becomes the worst master, and that is why you're saying sorry. Sorry for what? Why don't you say sorry to yourself? So anyhow, let us start our series this year. So called this year should be the joy of living,
Okay.
because that
Right.
it will continue to focus on the same text. Are you searching for a joy in daily life? If yes, what we need, or we can say the river of inner joy and the wisdom, navigating life's journey with clarity. With clarity. So, the core focus of our sessions is to explore that joy, wisdom, joy, love, and wisdom. Because we have already understood what prevents that joy, love, and the wisdom. And one of them you have already written is the four levels of identifications from the body, from the sense organs, from the mind, from the false eye. It is my eye says that I like pasta, you like chicken, then what? So you see that we are two people, we like two things. It results into a short-term pleasure. It is not giving us a joy. But if I think that it is giving me a joy, it is the false eye. I have already identified. I have incorporated all the four levels of identification in my life, in relationship, with people, with objects, with house, with car, with almost everything. And the mind has become the worst master, and it is going to punish us. Son, why didn't you call me? I was looking for you, so I'm looking for pleasure. Do you see that? Uh, so some people say, no, oh, I will never skip a lesson. No, but why don't you skip drug?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You see, you look at the Eastern wisdom attacks over the worst master, that mind. And it says, apply the knowledge. Think. Now she doesn't think in that way. That is why she has a problem. And she does not want to think. She wants a habitual way. I know I have skipped 3 sessions. I'm extremely sorry. In the last session, I skipped at the at the at the moment. I should not have done it. So I'm sending you the payment. I said. I'm more interested in taking care of you, whether you send me the payment or not. So, the core focus of our sessions now is the joy, love, and the peace, where they are located, how to explore it, how to bring it on the surface at the same time, how to change that mindset. And if we change that mindset, we we break free from the cycle of external validation and fleeting pleasure. You rightly said. We are going to break free from the cycle of external validation and fleeting pleasures. What is external validation? Happy New Year. You have such a sad face and you're saying Happy New Year. And then I look at the faces of those people, I said, yes, very good. Happy New Year at least. It has come out of your mouth. You are so sad. So Eastern wisdom says, let us have a deeper understanding. Why? I will raise my level of awareness of the inner source of the joy and the wisdom. That is why we are understanding. We have a greater peace and satisfaction from the and we leave the external dependencies. There is a very important point my master used to say, and that I understood after 20 years. What is that point? That point I'm explaining in my own way. Even if you are awakened, the body, you have to leave the body. Buddha has left the body. Jesus has left the body. Moses has left the body. My master has left the body. Everyone has to leave. So the laws for the physical survival laws of the physical survival will follow the law of the matter.
Mm.
But when I'm awakened, realize the real self, still I need those laws for physical survival. I need to eat the food, I need to go to the washroom, I need to sleep. But the quality of the sleep will be different. Quality of the sleep will be different. I always check, I just use, my son gave me this watch, smart watch. So I have put it. So every day in the morning, and I check what is the sleep score.
Oh,
Let me use it for what I'm doing, what my profession is. So am I living into that state? So rarely in a month, about 2 or 3 times only. My sleep score is around 65 to 70. Normally my score remains 85, and that is considered the super excellent score. So someday when I have a 60 score, I said, okay, mind, now I will take care of you. So 1 hour I do some practices, go absorb into meditation, and again I check. And it goes to 84, 85.
okay.
You can also
Don't
buy.
don't you feel it naturally? I don't know.
Oh, what did you say?
Wouldn't you feel it naturally without the watch that you
Yeah,
slept
yeah,
well?
yeah. I uh, I wake up in the morning and I experience that I'm totally relaxed and calm. But I said, let me use this scientific process also. What is there? So it gives me a comparison.
Yeah.
Uh, Even though I experience that state. Because if I don't experience that state, I will not give any lesson. I made it a point to myself that I have
Oh,
to reach to that state before I enter into this world every day.
oh, I see.
And then I compare it with the modern scientific process. And so you see that, is it possible to have a score of 85 every day? You have no stress. You're not seeking pleasure, because seeking pleasure also gives you anxiety.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, I have to go to the restaurant. My master used to say that you need more than 25 things to have a dinner in a restaurant. I said, what you are talking? He said, use your intellect. First thing, you decide. Second thing, you have to have a car to drive to the restaurant. Third thing, you should have a fuel in the car. Fourth thing, your car should be running properly. Fifth, he said, it is more than 20. Then oh, yes, you are right. And now you are driving, there is a traffic. And you have to drive safely. Now you reach to the restaurant, you have to search for a parking. Because if you don't get the parking and you are parking it too far, you get upset, oh my goodness, just for the food I have come. And now you enter into a restaurant and the waiter says, wait for half an hour. Do you see half an hour? And after half an hour, you get the table that you don't like. You wanted a table near the windows, and that you don't get it. And then the waiter comes and serves you the water and spills the water on your shirt. And then he serves the food on the plate, and you say, today I don't like it. No, because of all those negative factors you have experienced, starting from your house to the restaurant, that has created a craziness in the mind. It has nothing to do with the food. Do you see that? Master says, no, no. Check this mind, how the mind is going, how the mind is going. And when you check this, you know that this is what happens in our life. So, the joy of living, what it is, why it is necessary, where and how. So you can use these simple principles whether you are a monk in the Himalayas, whether you are a professional or a homemaker of any age. What is the joy of living? What is the joy of living? Because in the background we are aware the delusion and the foolishness and the ignorance is causing all this. So that is why I asked you to continue. The joy of living is like a sunrise after a storm, painting the sky with the hues of hope. It is a laughter of a child. It is untainted and pure, and a fragrance of a blooming flower. Every day you wake up, today is a new year's. Why? Because I'm alive. I don't see that I'm alive. No, I have a lot of problem. Rush to the kitchen and to the car and to lot of. Calm down. Everything will wait for you. Calm down. Who says intellect? Who says I have to rush? Mind. Mind is the worst master. I cannot find the joy of living without the knowledge, without an understanding my own self. This is what I have been telling you, that Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge to find the subjective reality, to find my real self. That is all. But yes, all those practices and the rites and the rituals for the non seeker whose mind has a lot of doubt. So, no, you have to practice this. Well, practice breathing and practice this and the mantra and other stuff. Because you are not a seeker. You have to, we have to do a reorientation. Orientation. So, joy of living, lamp in the flame. Lamp burns steadily, undisturbed by the winds of life. I'm giving you a metaphor because its flame is sheltered. The joy of living is the flame, a quiet, unwavering presence in the storms of the existence. The world outside is definitely is going to offer you the challenges every day. You cannot stop. You don't have a control over the world. But I have a control over myself. The score is 85 every day.
Okay.
Do you see that? I'm just giving you an example. A quiet unwavering. Because if that score is 85, it means there is a deeper level of calmness and the joy in you. And you find that, oh, there is only a cloud in the sky, so you don't get upset. One woman in New Jersey, you did not meet her. She was in near me, Eastern Brunswick. She said, "No, what a worse day today. I feel lot of stress." I said, "What happened?" "There are a lot of clouds."
Oh,
Come on. So, like this is a fact. We carry the burden of these impressions pertaining to the world. They run in millions. They run in millions. No, today I slept at 10, that is why, I have some anxiety. Yesterday I saw a horror film, so I could not relax. Why did you? Who told you to see the horror film? Who told you? No, no, I enjoyed that. So enjoy the horror film and enjoy the consequences. So that is the nature of the mind. Consider the lotus rising from the murky waters, yet untouched by the dirt. That is the joy of living. And what is that? Untouched by the what is the dirt? Identification of the body, senses, mind, and ego. Look at it. Metaphor is translated into the joy of living is like the lotus. It blooms even in adversity, untouched by the chaos around. When we find the joy within, we remain pure. That is the message all the religions gives. And we have taken it literally and we go to the priest for a confession. That is the biggest problem in organized religion. Lotus flower doesn't go to the priest for a confession. Oh, blooming. Oh, even from the murky dirt. That is very important to understand. These are the higher principles. Musicians in the silent audience. Can you figure out? A musician lost in their art doesn't perform for applause. The melody itself is their joy. So my relaxation and peace is my joy. Secondary benefit that I get money for physical survival. So can I give? Can I remain in that state all the time? That is that metaphor. Did you understand? The musician and the silent audience.
Right.
The audience is spellbound. Whoa, what happened? You are a singer and you are a musician, so you know it. Joy of living is found in the act of being, and that being is the real self. Eastern wisdom is the discovery of the real self. It is not in becoming, it is in the state of the being. Haha. Joy of being. Now, another thing that we should understand clearly, or let us understand from the modern perspective of the joy. What modern science says about the joy, that makes me crazy. Because then I have 100 questions and they cannot answer it. So now let us see what the modern science says. Modern science says that joy is a temporary state of pleasure triggered by external stimuli and brain activity, like the release of dopamine. I have 100 questions and they don't have an answer. It is a state in the brain. You say the brain is a gray matter. When you say it is a gray matter, it is a non living entity. You are overlooking the consciousness, the presence of the consciousness in that moment of releasing the dopamine. The dopamine knows that I am releasing myself, then you are a dopamine. Are you getting it? you say joy, science says that joy is a temporary state of pleasure. Very good. So, how it comes? Triggered by the external stimuli. What is external stimuli? Pasta in a restaurant and brain activity. So, pasta directly hits my brain. It releases the dopamine and I get a pleasure. Pasta is not good, it releases the stress hormone.
Okay.
So it means I'm totally dependent for my pleasure on the world outside and the brain overlooking. I am a conscious being. What you are talking, dopamine is a chemical, brain activity, brain is a gray matter. How do you relate conscious experience? You have no answer. Modern science also says you see that it is a positive emotional state caused by the external stimuli. So, my dear friends, you create the world with the positive stimuli. So, everyone will be free from the stress.
Okay.
Did you understand? I'm not criticizing, they are progressing. We are just trying to find out the understanding, knowledge. Modern science says external stimuli is a must to get a pleasure. Right? I agree with it. So I have a question. My dear scientist, you create an external stimuli by which the brain activity creates an positive emotional state for everyone on this earth planet. Means you say that there is no role of the mind and the past impression and the ignorance and the delusion. You see, everything is depends on the external stimuli.
Mhm.
That is the problem. Then you go to these experts, they will continue to find out which part of the brain you have a problem. They are okay, they are progressing, but they have to reach to a point where from where I have a conscious experience. Then the science says, oh, the seat of the consciousness is the brain. Really? Are you sure? On one hand, you say the brain is a gray matter, it means matter is a non living entity. And secondly, then you are refuting the same claim. You say the seat of the consciousness is in the brain. And then they fight in the neuroscience there. No, it's the back part, where the consciousness is. No, frontal lobe. There is a consciousness. Where it is. Now see what we say. We say that joy is an inherent state
Mm.
of the bliss found within the real self. And that real self is a pure consciousness. It is beyond the sensory pleasures. It is beyond the four levels of identifications: body, senses, mind, and the ego. Are you getting it?
Mm. Okay. Yeah.
So, if the science presents their principles, so we are also presenting our principles and we will prove it. We will prove it. So, joy is that inner peace and contentment beyond fleeting pleasures. Does it not happen? Doesn't it not? You're just sitting at your home and you're not seeking any external stimuli, instead you are absorbed into that calmness and the joy? Yes, it happens a lot of time. It is not dependent on external circumstances, but it arises from within. Because what arises from within is known as the bliss.
Mm.
Problem is that we have misused these words. The real word is ananda. Ananda is translated as a bliss. And many great people have identified that state of the bliss with the sensual and the sexual activity. We can do any damn thing. Our mind can do any damn thing. The bliss, if we say it is ananda, it is an inner joy independent of anything outside. Can the mind recognize it? No, mind is already identified with the four factors by the body, senses, body, senses, mind, and the false I. It is the false I which says, I like pasta, I get pleasure in the pasta. You don't get a pleasure in the pasta since birth. Otherwise, the moment I was born, I said, Mom, I will not drink milk, you give me pasta. So, no, I'm just trying to make you understand. So this identification with identification with the four factors means that I'm searching for an external stimuli to be happy. But one thing, the science is very clear. The science recognizes it is a temporary. It's a temporary. It is a transient pleasure. So there I agree with them. It's a transient. Now see that I have to recognize that joy, that love, that wisdom. I need I need a wisdom. And the wisdom comes from the intellect.
Mm.
So the joy of living means it should be the joy, love, and the wisdom. They should all be there together. If they are not all together, you don't get it. The mind will cheat you. Mind will become the worst master. Then you meet the 25 conditions and you are sweating. You went to the restaurant and then you order the pasta and you don't like the pasta. You all are frustrated. You return home. No, not only the pasta, you find out anything. You had your sons and the family invited by you to your home. Did you live in the joy 100%? Or your mind said, oh, this guy is okay, let me accept it. Why don't he understand? Why doesn't he understand? But you held back. Okay, let it continue. It is a fact. It has to happen.
Mm.
Don't tell me, but it has to happen. Mom, I will reach at 5, and they reach at 9.
Yeah.
You are waiting. You are waiting for the joy. You are already frustrated to experience the joy at 9 instead of 6.
Okay.
So the master says, drop this identification. You are inviting. Yes, you are a host. Yes. Totally absorbed in cooking the food that you are serving the Jesus or Moses, if any ideal is there. Son in the form of, oh, Jesus. Yes, I'm serving. So whether you come at 6 or 9, it doesn't make any difference to me. I'm okay with it. Why? Because I made myself independent of the external stimuli. My son is also a stimuli. My daughter is also a stimuli. You see, pasta is a stimuli. Oh, you have reached. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Come, come. So I keep myself totally. Who does it? Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to apply the knowledge and experience to make sound decisions, not unsound decisions carried forward by the mind. I have to use that intellect. So wisdom, joy, and the love, they have to work together. If they are not working together, you don't get it. Then the same thing, Happy New Year. And then I will again ask whether the happiness is located in the new year. So that is why you are saying Happy New Year. So wait for 12 hours. Then be happy. Are you happy now? So our masters proves it. So wisdom is the ability to apply. Wisdom is the realization also of the real self. So as you continue the journey of wisdom, of contemplation and reflection, ultimately the wisdom will help you to realize the real self as a pure consciousness beyond ego, beyond body, beyond mind, beyond senses, which causes the delusion, and we are happy. Happy when? Happy all the time. In what situation? In all the situations. Just I'm scientifically saying is a different. The score is 85. It becomes very hard for anyone to put me into anxiety and reaction because the score is 85. Just see that. But if the mind is there, then the score will go below 60. Then 60-40 ratio. So it means 40% is anxiety is boiling up. Brewing like a coffee. And it will cause a problem. Okay, you have come late, but anyhow, you are my son, thank you. But I have already expressed my displeasure. So, so this is the lack of wisdom. So, wisdom is the deep understanding of the self. Now, come to the point. In Eastern wisdom, say that your wisdom, we are using the wisdom, is a deeper understanding of my real nature and the deeper understanding of the universe outside and their relationship. Haha, what a beauty. I have a deeper understanding of the entire universe. Take an example of the same example that pasta, it is an event outside. So I have a clear understanding of that I'm going to a restaurant, eating the pasta, because mind said I get a pleasure, but pleasure is short lived, and still I go there. No problem. Now I have a wisdom. What wisdom? Even if there is a traffic jam, it's okay. Wisdom says restaurant will continue to remain open, no problem. It will continue to offer the pasta. So your mind is not the master, your intellect is the master. So still you do the same activity, but your activity is done by the wisdom. Instead of experiencing the pleasure, you experience the joy within before you eat pasta, during you eat pasta, after you eat pasta, means you have realized your real self. Did you get it? Did you get it? You see that? My master used to say, before any activity, before, during the activity, and after the activity, check the crazy mind. If the mind remains the same, you are already in joy and peace. Did you understand that? Before hosting, during the hosting, after the hosting. The joy is still there. Before the hosting, I was calm. During the hosting, calmness is still maintained. After the hosting, calmness is there. So it means my mind did not depend on external stimuli for pleasure. And behind that pleasure, there is a calmness. Did you get it?
Yeah.
That is the real mindfulness. In order to process that, do I need anything from outside? No. I need a wisdom. I need a lot of contemplation and reflection. We'll take one more part also. Why we are searching for joy and wisdom.
Oh,
That is also very important. If sometimes we say, I want a luxury car. Now I don't have it. So ultimately, mind gets frustrated, but it keeps the impressions, and that impression continues to haunt you and creates a reaction. What the heck? I'm driving this car. I should have this. So we are searching joy in the wisdom all the time. Joy, love in the wisdom all the time. But why? Why? Our master says it is our nature. That is why we are seeking. How do you say that? The moment I was born, I started crying to be in the joy because I'm hungry. Mother fed me the milk. I did not know who I am, and still I have an innate urge to be in joy. I wet the bed. Mother changed it. I am still seeking the joy. You touch the ant changes its path because of the joy. Lion catches the prey to meet the physical survival need because of the joy. So, because consciousness is present in the ant, in the elephant, in the human being, we can express what is happening in me, why I am seeking a car at the physical level for driving, for transportation, but why I'm seeking a specific car for joy. Any food can meet my hunger, but I'm seeking a specific food. Why? For joy. Intellect tells me. I don't seek a luxury car to meet with an accident and die. For example, so from the modern point of view, humans seek happiness to avoid suffering and gain fulfillment. So they use the two words. That to avoid suffering, if I have a, for example, if I have a luxury car, oh really, a luxury car avoids suffering? What does it mean? What are you saying? And gain fulfillment. Oh, so you have a fulfillment? Now you have no anxiety, reaction, duality, and a conflict in your life? No, I have in other areas I have it. So okay, you have 10 demands, they are fulfilled. Are you happy now? No. The modern approach is full of delusion and the foolishness. So our master says, we humans are naturally inclined to seek happiness and avoid suffering. In modern society, people chase external pleasures thinking they will bring the joy. However, as experiences show, uh, these sources of the joy are temporary and often lead to satisfaction, dissatisfaction. Is Elon Musk happy? He's the richest guy, worth $400 billion. He is not happy, so he's seeking some power indirectly through our future president. So that power will make me happy, and after that, what will happen, I don't know. We don't. So we are still searching happiness outside in wealth, in power. Power means the recognition, recognition. Oh, look at this. How many people out of 8 billion people care you? It is an egoistic move. Identification. You rightly wrote it, summary today. So in Eastern wisdom, the search for the joy is the search for permanent happiness. What is permanent happiness means what? You wake up in the morning, you are happy. You retire to the bed, you are happy. You are with your son, you are happy. You are with your friend, you are happy. So it means you are happy all the time, in all the locations, in every situation, because the situation, condition, and events are created by the world outside. My mind perceived it differently. So I give a break to the mind. Mind, you keep aside. So then only I reveal that joy within. That joy within. So Master simply says it doesn't mean that you leave eating pasta, you stop driving. No, they are for the physical survival. You need them. Clothes, you need them. Master says don't start searching happiness in them because the happiness is not located there. Happiness is not located neither in a new ear, not in a car, not in a cloth, not in a house. It does not mean that I don't need a house to live in. I don't need the clothes to live in. If I say I don't need the clothes to live in, so many people, crazy people, who have who have exploited the Eastern wisdom for the sake of their ego, there are people who start living naked in the forest. So you have become an animal. You have become an animal. Bison have 3 layers of the skin to protect from the winter in Yellow National Park. We are not given that protection, but we are given the intellect. I'm going to Yellow National Park. As the snowfall is there, let me cover myself with a blanket and warm clothes. And I'm doing the opposite. Look at me, I'm naked in the snow. Master, no, no, nothing is written like this. I'm feeling very hot. Oh, switch on the AC. No, no, I am a great seeker. I am a spiritual guy. You're not a spiritual guy, you are a crazy guy. The last point, where the joy and the wisdom are located, they are located inside me, they are not located in the pasta. We say external stimuli, they are not located in the pasta. If pasta stimulates you, so science says anything becomes a law, universal law, only if the pasta stimulates everyone on this earth. That is the process of universal law. Especially non-Italian and especially the Indian, we say, don't serve me. If you are serving pasta, I will not come to your house. Example. Well, there are people purely vegetarian, vegan. Where they are located? They are located inside me. That joy manifests as a state of the consciousness. The wisdom also manifests as the manifestation of the consciousness. You have to contemplate and reflect to find out whether we need the wisdom first to locate the joy, or we want the joy first, then wisdom. And you will have a right answer for your. And once your mind is settled, that the wisdom is, basically it is the wisdom is required first. Wisdom is required to go to a restaurant to eat pasta, for example, I'm saying you. So now that wisdom continues to keep your mind relaxed. Before, during, after. And if the wisdom is not applied, then what happens? Then you are already frustrated. Traffic, table, half an hour is to grab. Waiter, I'm feeling hungry, and the food comes after half an hour. And then the food is not tasty. 90% it is not tasty because mind is already into anxiety and reaction. Before, during, after. We have started understanding our